We're back here on SundogsTV. Now we're joined by head coach and general manager Marco Pietrino. Coach, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
Now let's start this off. Past the halfway point in the season, All-Star break has already occurred. How's your team played the first half of the season?
Well, we reached 500, that last week of before the break, so it's pretty good. Obviously, we'd like to be above 500, but with the amount of injuries and a couple episodes that happened, we're satisfied where we're at, and certainly want to start after that break. Putting some good hockey, especially at home, and we'd love to be above 500 in the second half. That's for sure. Now,
in this month of January, as of January 22nd. In the month, your team is 4-5-1, had that difficult 3-game road trip where you lost all 3. But how has the month worked out for you guys?
Well, like you said, the month's not over yet, but obviously, the homestand's been good for us. The last road trip we went on was probably the worst road trip that I've been part of, since the Sundogs inception. So, but all around, very happy for our fans to be able to come back home and be able to put the wins together in front of our crowd. That's good, and it's been a focus. We have good owners now, and they want to bring back the same atmosphere that used to be in this building, and we need to do our part. And certainly happy to be able to bring the wins at home.
Now, we've talked about in the beginning of the season how the team was hit with a lot of injuries. As of late, hitting a little bit more of the injury bug now that we're past the halfway point. Grona is coming off an injury. Solana is coming off an injury. Right now on the IR, we have Driscoll and the Horizon. But when you guys do go on IR, you've been able to find ways to plug in different players to help that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the benefit of the players that are not playing right now, and once they get into the lineup, they need to pull their weight, and make sure they fill in the gaps, and that way they're fighting for a spot to stay on the roster. And I don't know why we have so many injuries, but we have to deal with it. And obviously, it's not something that's fun, but it gives other people and other players, opportunities to shine, and so far it's been okay.
Now, one player that you guys acquired via trade from the Rapid City Rush to kind of fill one of those holes is Jamie Vanderveek, and who completed the Luke Erickson trade. You guys acquired Vanderveek, and you sent them the rights to Conrad Reeder. How did that trade come about?
Well, just Conrad, expressed the fact that he wanted to come back, and we tried everything we could to, satisfy his needs, and we were not able to do that. So therefore, Rapid City was interested to have him. He was interested to go there. So we completed this trade, to be able to, to have him back in the league and be able to, I guess, take care of his family and play the game. So that's how the trade came about. And Van der Veek is a good addition for us. He's a good D, he's a good body. I mean, he's a good size and he's got a good shot. So he fits well with our club, and that's kind of how the trade occurred.
Now, continuing on the notion of trades, in just over a week, February 7th is the trade deadline in the CHL. Last year, you guys made some trades at the trade deadline. Do you foresee your club continuing to look for ways to improve?
We always look to improve. We'll go all the way to the end and make sure that we don't pass up any opportunities. And if we feel as an organization that we can be better making a trade, we will. So we'll never close the door until that deadline is just in front of us.
Now, one way that the team has been improving is at home. Started off the season 3-7 at Tim's Toyota Center. In the past 9, 6-2-1. What's been the difference for your squad at Tim's?
No, I think we have a better focus now at home, and everybody. It's a brand new team. We don't have a lot of returning guys, so it's a great place to play. And there's a lot of pressure when you come here to play. We have good fans, and I don't know, for whatever reason we were behind the 8 ball at home, but now I think the focus is better from all the players, and they want to bring those fans back. So that's part of our job, like I mentioned earlier, that we want to also put some wins together so that everybody has a good time in the building. Not that it's all about that. There's a business side to this, but definitely the wins and losses column. We want to be good at home.
Now, January was your month where you were mainly at home. February, more of the games are on the road. Starting the season, team was very good on the road. Are you excited to get back out there and get the team chemistry back to where it was?
Yeah, I mean, I think the break, the All-Star break kind of hurt us a little bit. Everybody went on their own and took some time off, and we lost our momentum here when we were back on the road. But everything is, everything is pretty good right now. I think we, with those wins at home, we were able to get our spirit back and get the atmosphere where it needs to be.
Now, also in February, yourself, along with the Arizona Sundogs organization, is going to be celebrating its 300th regular season game. How special is that to you?
Very special. You know, you mentioned that to me this past week before a game, and I never look at that stats. You know, so it's fun. It's another milestone for the franchise. It's fun to be part of it. That was here since day one, and right now, hearing 300 games, you know, it's pretty special. So looking forward to that moment, and then and more. That's for sure. You know, but it's cool. It's cool to be part of this.
Now, as we move forward, to get into the playoffs, you obviously need to have a good record inside your own conference. You guys have been doing a lot better with that as of late, but is it still difficult this late in the season having a conference that is so close?
Well, difficult, not necessarily. You know, as long as you're in the race, that's a good thing. So we want to stay in the race and make sure that we find ourselves at good spots in the playoff. But as long as you get in, it's everybody's game after that. Playoff is a completely different season. We certainly want to be in there. We've missed it the last 2 seasons, and it's time for us to get in the playoff and have a good run at it, that's for sure.
Now, coming up in this month of February and to close out the year, how do you guys continue your climb in the standings? Currently, right now, you're in 7th place.
Well, you know, we get 5 points out of 6 last week, and we haven't moved an inch, you know, in the standings. We're still in 7th, but, you know, we can't drop that many points. We have to be consistent. And every week that we approach, you know, we got to get more points than we lose. That's for sure. In order to stay in, it's a good indication for the league. It makes it a good league that it's tight. It makes it a good race. But we certainly want to, you know, be with a foot in there. Otherwise, it's hard. It's hard to play catch up. But as long as we get in, I think we have a good group of guys. Their spirit is good, you know, and we're winning hockey games because they stick together. And as far as the atmosphere in the room, it's a good atmosphere, so I feel good about that.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us today, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Stick around with us. We're going to have more on SundogsTV.